Hello, and welcome back to the #1 survival guide of the Cylinder. And today we shall travel to the Grey Mountain Pass of the Midlands between the west and the east of the Cylinder. As you make your way up the frozen creek, you look in the distance and see the mighty Grey Mountains. You kneel down and wipe some of the snow off of the frozen creek. In doing so, you see a small school of fish swimming in the water. It was a school of ice plecos, a species of catfish, or pleco, that, unlike most fish, don't go dormant during the winter, making them a keystone species and an important prey item for any other creatures living in this cold, mountainous environment that they call home. Further up the creek, you see a chicken-sized bird crack a hole through the ice and bring up an ice pleco. It was a snow goose. Snow geese are ground birds that live in the Grey Mountains around bodies of water, specifically to hunt the ice pleco. And while they are their favorite type of prey, they are also known to eat a variety of other different creatures, such as dormant species of amphibians living in the icy waters. You continue on past the creek and find yourself between two large pine trees, looking directly at one of the Grey Mountain's peaks. You turn around, startled by the trumpet-like noise you just heard. It was a mini-mammoth. Mini-mammoths are small omnivorous mammoths that eat pine needles and butterfly eggs. They also have very wool-like thick coats that they use to wick away any unwanted ice and snow in their coats. You noticed a ton of small blue butterfly eggs on the pine tree next to the mini-mammoth, waiting for spring to hatch. You continue past the mini-mammoth and find yourself in a small forest clearing that has clearly seen quite a lot of snow in the recent past. Then suddenly, you notice something sticking its nose out of the snow. It was a snow worm, a species of dragon related to the sand dragons of the west. It lives in areas of the mountains with very deep snow, and uses it as cover to allow it to hide from potential prey animals or predators, and then once it has sensed a sizable prey animal, it will jump out of the snow and attack it. It also has a habit of eating snow and keeping it cold in its neck pouch, where it will then use it when attacking its prey, freezing it in ice, where it will then eat it unopposed. After another painstaking 3 hours of climbing, you finally made it to the tree line. But unfortunately, just as you did, a brutal winter storm began to roll in. As you stumbled your way through the storm, you began to hear something calling in the distance. It was too late, as the Grey Mountain Yeti had found you. Yetis are classified as nanogiants, which themselves are a subspecies of giant. Grey Mountain Yetis, in particular, are one of the only species of giant that are fully carnivorous. During the day, they live high up in the mountains, in caves, and then during the night, they come down past the tree line to hunt. As for what they eat, they aren't necessarily partial to really any prey. They really just eat anything that they see moving. They're also very territorial and get into massive brawls over simple territory. Brawls that can last up to hours and sometimes even create avalanches. They also have very loud, ear-piercing calls that are purposefully designed and built to breach through the white noise of storms. Truly, these creatures are the kings of mountains. Unfortunately, this king of the mountain was extremely hungry, and you looked like a nice frozen snack sitting there out in the cold. And that brings us to the end of this chapter of the survival guide.